Hey, I'm doing a series called I've Met You, and my goal is to address some of the thinking that I've heard from friends and acquaintances. If you're not a Christian, I hope you'll give the following some thought. And if you are a Christian, you may want to pass this along to someone that you care about. So, what am I saying to you here? Well, I'm speaking to you as a person who for many years occasionally thought about the reality of God, and if God were real. And would I go to heaven after I die? Frankly, I didn't like thinking about it. It made me feel uncomfortable, and I would dismiss those thoughts by taking comfort in the fact that I was a good person. I had some kind of gut understanding that God judged people when they died, and if He compared me to most people, I would fall into the group that was better than 50% of the entire population. I also believe that if He is God, He must be perfect, and so His decisions on who would and would not get into heaven would be perfectly right. So I took some comfort in the fact that He would not mistakenly count me as one of the less good people. But then I learned that I was only partially right in my thinking. Mistake number one was my belief that God compares my morality to other people, but that's not true. Actually, He compares my morality and yours to His own morality. He says in the Bible, "Be holy," or sinless, because I am holy. That was a huge miss on my part. Regarding all people, the Bible says none is righteous. No, not one. No one understands. No one actually seeks after God. All have turned aside. Together they have become worthless. No one does good, not even one. Especially that last part. No one does good, not even one. At first, this might not sound right. No one is good? How can that be? I know lots of good people. But then we're back at the beginning where we did not think about God and us in a way that He tells us we should. We are comparing people to people, not people to the absolute goodness and holiness of God. Yes, that's hard to not do, but it is critically important that we accept the truth. God helped all mankind to think about this clearly when He gave us the 10 Commandments. We only have to look at the commandments to not steal, not lie, not covet things we don't own, not lust after the opposite sex in our minds, or not use His name when we are cursing, to quickly see that we've broken His law hundreds, if not thousands of times in our life. Sadly, it doesn't matter how many wonderful things I've done in my life because I've already blown my chances for heaven out of the water. So, how are you thinking about what will happen when you die now? If you're like me, it is like suddenly finding yourself skydiving without a parachute. Absolutely terrifying. But guess what? There is a parachute available, and if you would like to know more, take another step and think a little bit deeper about this. You can make a comment on the video, and I'll respond and try to help you with that. Thanks for listening.